Hey guys, so today's video is a gorgeous drugstore smoky eye. I wanted to create something that was like, you know, your go-to Valentine's Day look, and I decided to give you guys two lip options. So this is lip option number 1. And this is lip option number 2. Basically, I wanted something that was super easy for you guys to recreate, even if you don't wear makeup ever. So hopefully you can follow along. I did this talk through so that I'm like literally with you every step of the way. Also, I have a giveaway going right now in my makeup do's and don'ts video. I really recommend you watch that one before this one. Let's go ahead and get started. Don't forget to give this video a giant like, subscribe, turn on the little notification thing because YouTube's been playing all of us, and I will see you guys in the comments after this video. So I'm going to go ahead and moisturize first. I'm going to be taking the Pacifica Natural Skincare Dreamy Youth Day and Night Face Cream. I've had this for quite a bit. You guys have seen me use it here and there. After applying moisturizer to the face, I'm going to go ahead and use some baby lips just to moisturize my lips. Literally, this is just the only like chapstick I could find right now. I have over a million, most likely, and they're nowhere to be found. Nowhere. So after going in and moisturizing the face and the lips, I'm going to go ahead and prep the skin with primer. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Primer, and I'm just going to apply this all over the face. I want to really focus on places where the sun would hit because this does have SPF, and in case you are planning on wearing this during the day when the sun is out, SPF is your best friend. So I just like to apply this everywhere, kind of as if I'm applying another second layer of moisturizer, but this just helps to give a nice glow to the skin. So now I'm going to use the L'Oreal Revitalift Miracle Blur, and I'm going to apply this on places where I feel like I have larger pores. So that means I'm going to apply a little bit around like under my eyes, off the nose, on the nose, right between my eyebrows. I do feel like I have some pretty large pores on my chin and maybe a little bit on the tops of my cheekbones, but I'm not going to go too crazy with this because if you watch my makeup do's and don'ts, which I'll make sure to kind of include up here so you guys can go ahead and click and watch if you haven't seen that yet. So for tools, I'm going to go ahead and use my L'Oreal kind of little beauty blender dupe. If you guys want to know some first impressions on some of the drugstore products that I recently purchased, you can go ahead and again click the little card over here. It'll open it in a new tab for you guys to watch right after. I'm going to be taking two foundations. This is the L'Oreal Pro Glow Infallible 208. I absolutely adore this, and I'm going to be taking a little bit of the NYX HD. Actually, I think that this is the perfect shade. I'm not going to need to use the NYX HD. Just go ahead and use a nice tapping technique, really pushing the product into the skin. This will really help to make sure that it really settles nicely on top of the primer and moisturizer that we used, and it doesn't kind of like spread. When you start kind of swirling it around, you'll see that primer and foundation just won't settle well together, and it'll become like little balls of like product on your face, and it'll just be patchy and inconsistent. So really try to pat it in. That's really the best technique, especially when you're using a primer that is silicone based, because those kind of like move around, slip and slide. But I really do like this sponge. I'm actually really impressed. I wasn't expecting to like it as much. The first time I used it with a foundation that I was like iffy about. I haven't tried it that much. This is really good with the foundation that I love. Like, it worked amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Brunette, and I'm going to fill in my eyebrows just the way that I normally do. I want it very light because this is Valentine's Day. I mean, I'm trying to slay, but not slaying too hard. If you guys want something that's a little bit more intense, something that is like really like, you know, complete glam, let me know. I'd love to do like a get ready with me for like Valentine's Day. Maybe you're going out with your girls or something, who knows, but yeah, this one I'm trying to do kind of more of a natural finish just so that you're not too overdone. So now I'm going to conceal any spots that are really concerning me. Two of my faves are the Sonia Kashuk palette and then this L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover. So I'm just going to go in with this NYX Small Definer Brush. I don't know what the name of it is, but it says 14. I'm going to grab this shade right here because it seems like the one that would match my skin tone. So I'm going to start from underneath the brows just to make sure that area is nice and clean, and then I'm also going to go above the eyebrow and just really pull it from the inner part all the way out to the outer wing, and I'm just going to make sure that it looks nice. I'm going to then go in and blend it out with like a nice fluffy brush just so that it looks a little bit more precise. I don't want it to be too heavy because I don't want it to look like, you know, our eyebrows are overdone, but it definitely makes a difference when you're trying to make your eyebrows look kind of like neat and put together. Now that we've done that, I think it's safe to say that we can move on to kind of contouring and concealing. Go ahead and use this Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour. with a nice kind of blending brush, something like this. It's a contour brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to start defining my cheekbones. I really want to get in there and make sure that it is as precise as possible, but at the same time looks natural. So when you're blending it into your cheekbone, go ahead and use circular motions once you apply the product. Also try to make sure that you don't have too much product on the actual brush, because when you're blending with something that has a lot of product, all you're doing is really smearing the product everywhere. So it's nicer to just be able to put it on the back of your hand or something, or even in this case, have it on a sponge and be able to just apply a little bit at a time. And then as you're blending it and you're using circular motions, really take the product and push it upwards to make sure that you're really showing off that nice cheekbone area and you look a little bit more sculpted than if you were just kind of blending it as like a strip on the side of your cheek, which sometimes I see people doing. I've been guilty of it too. It's not a good day for you when that happens, I promise. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and conceal to kind of like prep the eye area and just really illuminate it. I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Magic Luby Highlighter Illuminator and apply that right under that area, kind of in a V shape, just to really kind of bring light and reflection to the under eyes so that my dark circles are a little bit less visible. I'm also going to take the Infallible Total Cover Color Correcting Palette. I'm going to use this nice peachy shade underneath my eyes because I do have some areas of concern. Do you see like right here where it's like super dark? I want that to be color corrected before I actually start applying any concealer. So you can see my under eyes are super bright. I'm going to again take that sponge, really just pat it in because there is moisture in this. Again, this is damp, so it just really helps to kind of blend things in. This is like way too white, so I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline New York concealer, shade 25 medium. So now I'm not gonna be applying any more cream products onto my face, so I'm going to go in with the NYX HD Finishing Powder and apply that underneath my eyes to really just not bake, but like set the under eye area. And I'm not gonna apply too much, just a little bit. Alright, so now moving on to the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use the NYX HD Definition eyeshadow base just to prep the eyes, and then I'm going to go ahead and set it with the same powder that I was using before, the NYX HD Finishing Powder in Banana. Now for eyeshadows, I'm going to go ahead and just use the Sonia Kashuk Eye On Neutral Matte 02. So I'm going to be doing a matte halo, so I'm going to start off using a nice warm toned neutral shade that's like about close to my skin color. That's the one, on a nice fluffy brush, and just start developing the crease. I'm going to just use circular motions to really just buff that color into my crease. Again, we're not trying to create like a really dark shade. What we're trying to do is just create a shadow. So I'm just going to go ahead with this kind of medium color and apply it on a more dense brush. And I'm going to start working this into the crease a little bit more defined. As you can see, I'm not like, you know, going in like way too harshly, but it's creating more shadow. And what I'm going to do is then go and use a nice blending brush, again the same one we were using, and use circular motions to just work it upwards. I like to do it like in steps, so I do it the first time and then I add a little bit more to create more depth, but again, like you know, take it one step at a time, don't like rush. So since I'm trying to create like more of a halo effect, I'm actually going to go in again with that same color, and I'm going to really make sure that we press it into this inner crease, and we're going to also use the blending brush to just like really blend it in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight really quick. I'm going to use this nice kind of like skin tone shades, these two, and just apply this right underneath my eyebrow. If you are a little bit tanner, I would go with one of these two, just whichever one you feel will match your skin. So now I'm going to go in with a really small brush, and I'm going to grab one of the darkest colors. I'm actually going to grab this one just for the sake of having something that's a neutral, and I'm going to lift my eyebrows and plop that color right in the inner corner right here to really create that depth, and on the outer part as well. So now with that in their rightful place, just go ahead and blend it out with a blending brush. Make sure that you, again, are using circular motions, going back and forth with windshield wiper motions, and use the same brush that we were using. And if you feel like it's not blending that well, go in with that same color we were using in the crease, that transition shade, and work that into the crease on top of it, and it'll sometimes help blend the color out. I'm going to grab the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil just to place it in the center of the eye, so that it is kind of prepped and primed, and this way the color that we do choose to use there will end up being very pigmented. So I'm going to just pick one of these neutral shades. I'm going to grab this one right here just because, and I'm going to pat it right on top of that white. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of the matte shade we used as a transition. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add a little bit of the same kind of transition shade underneath our eye because I want to create more of a rounded out like depth, kind of like a really nice smoky eye. So I'm going to work a small brush in there. So I'm going to use a super dark brown color and use it with the Ruby Kisses eyeliner pencil. Again, something super tiny, and really work that into the lash line. You don't want it below the lash line, you want it in the lash line. This will make your lashes look more voluminous and thicker when we apply mascara. I'm going to use my NYX eyelash curler. This thing is bomb. I've had it for like forever. I like it like better than my expensive ones, so. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. Now I'm going to go ahead and let my lashes dry. For blushes, Berry Amore from Milani. And I'm just using the e.l.f. blush brush. Ooh, that's nice. So now for highlight, one at the drugstore that I have been enjoying is the Essence Pure Nude Be My Highlight. It's a very nice neutral light highlight. The nice super intense one that I like is from this NYX Love Contours All palette. It's this beautiful gold right here. Do you see how much more poppin' that is? Apply it directly on my nose, just like a little bit of a dot. Beautiful. So now, since I don't really have anything else, I'm just going to use the LA Girl Pro Setting HD setting spray and spray this all over my face, and then just kind of press it in with a sponge just to really set it into my skin. So I wanted to give you guys two lip options. One of my favorite formulas right now is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Matte Lipstick, and I love the shades Missy and Fierce, which is beautiful red, and this one is called Rebel Rose, which is just a beautiful mauve. So I'm going to start off by applying Rebel Rose and then finishing off my lashes. So now I just curled my lashes again. This just adds more volume. And then I'm just going to set it again with that same mascara. Alright, so now that I did the upper lashes, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the lower lashes. Make sure that you apply the mascara on the roots and then work your way up to the tips rather than applying it just on the tips like that. Like, you want it because you see the volume it creates. So I was thinking about not doing fake lashes for this video just because I wanted to show you guys how it would look without fake lashes, but in reality, like, I mean, I would definitely wear fake lashes. I decided to put on these. These are the Bordeaux lashes from House of Lashes. So everyone always asks me, compliments me on them when I do wear them. They say like, oh my gosh, are those your real lashes? And I'm like, no. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below for me. I can't wait to read them, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. So after applying just final lip color. Whew! Two primers here. I like, oh, this is not a primer. There's, what am I saying? Back on track. Okay. So into this inner color. What a fail.